welcome back to UncutAlly. My name's Allie.
I'm Chris. Welcome back.
What does your shirt say, Chris?
Good luck and don't fuck it up.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Now we're demonetized.
And it says RuPaul's Drag Race Live on the back.
Now we're fucking demonetized.
Why would we be demonetized?
We sweared in the first 30 seconds.
Is that when it's a problem?
Apparently.
Eat a dick, YouTube. What do you want me to do? We're back with some uncut advice. I'm sorry.
I think you can see our mail. Is that our mail? Yeah.
It's not our mail, and all of the addresses are completely blocked out because it's all return to sender shit. If you lived here, not where I'm not dropping our address, but if you lived if you live where we live, change your address. Literally, all of our mail is your mail, sir, or madame, or non-binary human. Hi, Kenny.
Well, today we're doing uncut advice.
Yes. If you're new here, we read relationship advice stories from /relationship _advice, very important. And we give advice on it.
I don't need to see.
When do you wear glasses? That's new, Lord. Chris wears glasses, everybody. You thought he didn't, but he does.
Hey, I wear glasses sometimes.
Oh, when you play?
Yeah.
Because you're fucking blind. Ew, did you hear the spit in my mouth?
No, that was gross, though.
Anyway. Thanks. Anyway,
disgusting.
A few guidelines because they're not rules. These are our opinions. We ask that everybody be respectful, and we would love discourse, opinions, your thoughts. Just keep it polite, keep it respectful. Everybody's entitled to their opinions.
That's right.
2, we can only go with the information that is written, / typed, and make inferences where needed. However, try to go strictly by what's written. There's always more context than what we're given. And there's a fine line between a toxic abusive relationship and a relationship. No, that's 3.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't say 3. And a relationship that's just in a bad situation. Barring toxic abusive relationships, this is just advice for people to get out of a bad situation.
I can't wait for this one. You picked it.
It's a short one.
So it's going to be good. Here we go.
That's a lot of pressure. I think you choose better stories than I do.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I
like your reactions, though. It's so funny.
I think I get, nervous about length or topics, and you kind of just don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. That's true.
This is from Evil the Duck. This is from a day ago.
Fresh.
I, 23 female, wanted to watch a movie with my friends, but my 22 male boyfriend kept ruining the experience for us.
Oh no.
We were all at my place watching a movie together. It was the movie Substance, 2024. Me, our friends, and my BF were there watching the movie and enjoying ourselves, except for my BF, where his whole purpose of being there was to talk about how dumb and bad the movie was.
Oh, jeez.
Look, don't get me wrong. I completely respect other people's opinions because not everyone agrees on the same thing, of course, but he was so loud and obnoxious about it.
That's crazy.
We tried ignoring it at first, as it's a tradition of ours to just talk badly about something, even if it isn't bad. We just like to nitpick things for fun. We don't really mean any of it, but we were all really into the movie except for him. He kept complaining about the movie's themes and plot points until one of our friends finally entertained his nitpicking and asked what's so bad about it. He went on about the movie being bad and kept trying to convince us to either watch a different movie because he didn't like it or play video games.
Oh, jeez.
We continued watching the movie, and so did his bickering. We eventually had enough and told him to leave the room, to which he refused. Kai, that's not nice. Did she break him?
No.
Oh, nice. Chris's glasses have been broken and he just keeps super gluing them.
It's working well.
Sure. We eventually had enough and told him to leave the room, to which he refused and kept complaining about the movie and was ruining our experience with the film. The film was amazing, by the way. We were all really getting angry at him and he just kept going without even considering our wishes. About an hour and a half into the movie, he finally left and the room was so quiet and so blissful that it felt like weights were removed from my ears and I could actually hear the movie now.
Yikes.
After our friends left, I haven't talked to him since.
Whoa.
He keeps trying to justify that the movie was bad and not at all, considering the fact that we were mad at him because of him being loud and obnoxious. Could you please give me the advice I desperately need because I really like him and want to keep this relationship going?
Dang. That's rough. I mean, it's probably just, I think it's worth a convo. A conflab.
A conflab.
Worth a conflab.
Hey. Sorry, Kane was biting Kai.
Cats. Like in any relationship, I think he might have a false sense of shitting on stuff because you guys do it in private all the time. So to give him some benefit of the doubt, he obviously should stop when you ask him to stop. Otherwise, he's just being an asshole.
Yeah.
But I get him doing it at the beginning because he's like used to it, and he thinks that's how she is all the time with her friends too. You never know. So I think that part I'm okay with. But then when he continued to do it and ruin their experience, that always sucks. And there's always, if they're in a group and one person is ruining it, it ruins the vibe of everybody. So I feel like he didn't understand that's what he was doing, or he just did and he was an asshole. So I think that's rough. I would have a stern talking to with him, and I'd say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You seem great at fighting and arguments.
I've never said that.
I've never been like, don't do that.
No.
I think we're pretty aligned on that stuff. I mean, it's weird to like imagine someone not being like able to read the room and figure out the vibes, but
it happens very frequently.
Yeah.
That's not the issue here.
I just think the issue is he just didn't.
It's never an issue if you're unable to read the vibes.
Yeah.
It's when somebody tells you the vibes and you blatantly disregard it and continue being the worst person in the group.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. Are you good? You feel good about what you said?
I feel good, yeah.
Okay, I disagree with half of what you said.
What?
Yes, I think they have to have a conversation. It's not like an immediate dump him, but yeah. I don't have good feelings about it. Kenyon, Jesus Christ. He just licked where I touched
He's pushing the mail off the side.
Jesus.
He's like
He's too
sliding the mail off slowly.
Cats. Where I disagree is that he couldn't read the room. Yes, in the beginning, there was the like, oh, we're always shitting on things.
Right.
Even if you couldn't tell that everybody was into it, like the second that people ask you to stop, that's when you're like, oh, sorry guys, I was just trying to fuck around. And then it's not even just that. He then asked to watch a different movie
or play
a different activity. That's where it gets me.
That's bad.
You are clearly not enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And trying to bring everybody else down.
Yeah, you're trying to control the situation.
Like
I don't like that.
He made it very about him, whereas like in a group, it's not about you. Yes, somebody needs to make decisions. Somebody needs to, like, offer up things. But, like, There's a line between, hey, maybe we do this, and I don't like what we're doing. Can we switch what we're doing? And it's, like, that's too much. Unless, like, people are uncomfortable or, like, everybody else is shitting on it. And it's like, guys, why are we even watching this?
Where we all hate this fucking film.
Yeah. Like, even if one other person was with him, let's say it's a group of 5 people.
Yeah. You split off.
Exactly. Do different things. Or, like, shut up and hang out with people. People asked you to leave and you refused. That's fucking bonkers. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's past leaving the room. That's past reading the room.
Yeah,
that is
you're right.
Physically, like, not even stop. Hey, if you're having a bad time, you can fucking go.
Hello?
Gotta go to work. Sorry, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. No. It's like completely derailing the situation, and multiple people are telling you something. Here's where I'm mad at OP. This is your boyfriend. If your partner is the one ruining the vibes, you do nothing about it, you are ruining the vibes.
That's true.
You,
that's a good point.
by proxy, are ruining the vibes. You're a shitty person a little bit.
Yeah.
Your friends, every time, she said multiple times of, one of my friends finally entertained his nitpicking. Bitch, why didn't you?
She should have pulled him aside.
Every time we eventually had enough and told him to leave the room.
She should have pulled him aside and said, hey, listen.
If
what are
you
you
were
doing?
being an asshole, I'd be like, hey, babe, I understand that we think it's like a haha funny time, but we're actually having a good time. Could you stop?
I didn't even think about that.
That's where I'm at.
That's a great point.
I'm not saying, like, it's not a 50-50 blame.
Yeah.
But I had a family member who would get very violent when he got angry, and his wife would just stand there and like he like yelled at his daughter and got in her face and was like this close to her, screaming in her face, and it was our entire family there, and she stood there. If you are that person's partner, you are the one who's going to have the most influence on them, hopefully. You are the one who's supposed to be a buffer if you have a shitty person, if you have a shitty partner. Like, you are the buffer.
Yeah.
You chose, like, this is a shitty person. Don't be with them, one. But, like, if you are bringing him into your group of friends, because you started out saying my friends, and then later on says our friends, they're your friends, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Because if they were his friends, he would get more shit for it, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you have some responsibility for your partner, in good ways and bad ways. Like, I celebrate Chris's wins like crazy, but also, like, if I'm an asshole to people, I want my partner to keep me in check, because sometimes, yeah, you do miss social context is, like, you do miss situations where you were in the wrong. So your partner, yes, they should be supporting you, but also should be there to check you sometimes of, like, hey, you're kind of being a dick right now. We're actually enjoying this movie. You know, it's not an argument of, like, it's okay to miss context or, like, to have a social faux pas or whatever. It's fine to fuck up socially, but the big thing is being able and open to, when people are trying to help you out, to not continue it and be like, hey, you're kind of being rude to me. Hey, you're impacting everybody's experience right now, and it'd be really great if you could, like, tone it down on the negatives right now, because we're all enjoying it. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Guys.
So that's where I'm mad at OP.
Yeah.
For, like, why does your friend have to entertain it? You can't call out your partner?
Well, that must be super annoying as their friend, too. Like, you're, like, hanging out with her and her boyfriend, and you're the one who has to, like, deal with it. That's super annoying.
That's absolutely annoying.
Yeah.
Absolutely annoying. Like, it's not everybody's responsibility to check the person. Yes, everybody shares in that social experience, and people are allowed to also check them. Yeah. But, like, I would feel bad if Chris was doing something and somebody else had to call him out on it. Right. Or vice versa. I'd feel bad if, like, I was ruining a situation and Chris wasn't coming to me and being like, babe, you know, I would never say you're too much. I would never, like, say anything about you in such a social situation, but, like, right now it is not fitting the vibe. Like, there are ways to do it where you're not demeaning your partner or saying that they're too much or saying that they're not being right for the friend group. It's just, like, you're doing something that is clearly making people uncomfortable and taking away from the experience that you do not have to do. Like, you can fully 100% go off in your room. You can fully 100% shut up, you know? Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm mad.
Jeez, you really thought about that.
I read this and I was like, I'm mad at you.
I was like, have a little conflab.
I think it's worth a conversation. I mean, if you haven't talked to him at this point, it's clear that you know he fucked up. And, like, what about him makes you want to stay? Because this is, like, wild.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Listen, we all have our things. We all love making fun of media, but, like, you were going to say something. I'm sorry. I totally talked over it.
I was say it sounds like a mess. Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Did she say how long they've been together?
You said great points. It feels like they just got together. Like, is the vibe, and if that's not the case, then that's even worse. You know what I mean?
She didn't say how long they've been together.
Yeah. It feels like not very long. And if it is, that's even more of a red flag, you know? Yeah. So hopefully it's, like, not that long. I just think this is either, like, talk to him and he's super apologetic and understands where you're coming from and, like, you guys get that mutual understanding, or he's just an asshole, you know, and you're going to find out pretty quick. So I think that's good.
Okay. I was reading a few of her responses. They've been together for 2 years.
It's a long time for this.
Siri, nobody was asking.
That's a long time for something like that.
She said he's never done anything like this before.
All right. Well, worth talking to him.
Regardless, it's worth...
It's a mess.
Chatting about the situation and being... And clearly laying out, like, hey, when I'm telling you that there's an issue here, there's an issue.
Right, you gotta
because this
listen.
is something that we enjoy doing, being negative. If I'm clearly not into it, like, maybe hold back. Maybe read the room. Maybe leave the room if it's, like, really that bad of an experience for you. Because he kept saying they should change the activity. And that's what gets me of, like...
Yeah, you can't take
It'd
it
be
over
one
like
thing
that.
if he was just, like, complaining the whole time. Like, that's annoying. But it's clear that he's not understanding that everybody's having a good time. Not even
Right.
just, like... He made it about himself by asking to change the activity rather than, like... shutting up or leaving, you know?
Yeah, no, that is crazy. You can't do that.
And, like, let's say, like, I've gotten in uncomfortable situations. There have been conversations, like, I don't want to be around with my friends. Like, I'm not going to stop them. Like, I will leave the room if I'm going to be uncomfortable. Like, if it was one of those, like, where he's uncomfortable and he just didn't want to say it and he was, like, laughing it off, like, you still have within your power to be like, hey, guys, this movie's kind of making me uncomfortable. I'm just going to head to the room, or I'm going to head out for a little bit. Like, text me when it's over. I'd love to do something after. Like, there are ways to do it where you're not taking away from everybody's experience, but you're still validating your feelings and your emotions and the experience.
Yeah. That's a mature way to do it. So
Yeah. So, I mean, he's 22. I think it was the age. I think maybe we need a little bit more... less inside of ourselves and more seeing other people and how they're experiencing things and their feelings, and understanding that, like, your experience is not the collective experience always, and being able to garner information about it, as well as trusting your partner is a big one. You know, I don't know. She said a lot of wheeze, and I'm like, how much of that was you calling him out, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, that's my challenge to OP of, like, make sure that you are establishing in this conversation with him, like, I will let you know when it's too much. Like, one of our friends is autistic and, like, will sometimes read a situation incorrectly, and his wife will be like, if I'm telling you, like, this is what's happening, like, please trust in me that this is what's happening, because, you know, it's respecting him and his inability to read all the social situations, but also allowing... not her to fix it, but, like, him to trust in her that she's going to keep him in check in a way that's, like, productive to both him and whatever's happening in the situation.
Yeah.
So, like, there are ways to establish this communication if that's... Because I read that she said he's neurodivergent. She didn't specify what particular category. But, like...
Yeah, you have to have a mutual trust in your partner. And, and it's everything. You know?
But I understand, like, if she's saying he's never done this, but we don't know.
Yeah.
If he's truly never done this, like, you don't have that communication yet. You haven't established those boundaries yet.
Right. So now's the time. Maybe.
So I would say this is worth the conversation of, like, 1, what the fuck happened? 2, he needs to acknowledge that he was in the wrong. Like, that, if he's unable to acknowledge he's in the wrong, it's tough to communicate and grow from it.
Right.
Because he won't recognize that he fucked up, and you can't grow if you don't recognize what you've done wrong, or what you could have done wrong, or how it could be perceived wrong, even if you don't feel like you were wrong.
Right.
So it's worth a conversation, and then taking it from there based on how he reacts to it and what his reasonings were, and, like, if he actually owns up and apologizes. Like, I would say he should apologize to the friend group and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't read it correctly. I will do better.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And then if he's kind of an asshole about it, you don't need him in your life.
Yeah, think about what that means.
He needs some growing. And sometimes people need to grow in a relationship, and sometimes people need to go out of a relationship. So that's for you to decide. It's not a clear-cut yes or no. It's really dependent on, like, how he takes it and how he grows from here. And if it starts becoming a pattern, like, clock in that.
Very good advice.
Any advice from Christophe?
Have a little talk and then everything's gonna be great.
Glad.
That's what I
Not
think.
advice. He doesn't think that.
I know. Good. That's good advice. I agree with your advice.
Anything to add on? Or?
My flag on your advice.
Wow. Colonizing my thoughts. That's crazy.
No.
You just put your flag in my little head like I'm the moon. And now you think you own the moon. Ridiculous.
This brain is my brain.
Absolutely not. I have to think for both of us. You can't also own it.
Okay, fine.
No, anything you want to add on or anything?
No, I think that was great.
Concise.
Yeah, that was good.
I've been trying to not repeat myself a lot because I realize I do it. It's like a habit of mine that I feel like I'm not always clear enough, so I keep repeating myself. And then in these stories, I realize how much I do it, and like I'll just reframe it and rephrase it and keep going. And I just like get in this loop of repeating myself, explaining myself. So I've been trying to I'm like, whatever I said was good.
It was.
And I'm just sitting with it.
Good. You're good at that.
Thanks. Well.
Thanks for watching.
You want to do the fucking
Leave a
outro?
like. I'm just telling people to leave a like. Is that so wrong?
You don't want them to subscribe? Wow.
Subscribe. Wow.
Don't subscribe.
Wow. No, they won't subscribe. Great.
It's reverse psychology. I'm helping them.
Okay.
Don't do it. No, they're gonna do it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Happy birthday. Love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.